Hey guys, what's going on? Megan here. You guys have been asking for this video for so fucking long, so here it is. Anyway, so take a look at the difference in lean body mass between the placebo group and the Ecdysterone group, right? Insane fucking difference. And this is the study by Eisenman that came out in 2019. And this is the change in bench press performance, 1 rep max strength. It was flat bench, by the way, not incline. But yeah, look at the difference in strength gains from the Ecdysterone group, right? Insane. And this was just 12 milligrams of Ecdysterone compared to the placebo group. This is close to steroid-like gains, right? Not equal, but very fucking close. Ecdysterone is no fucking joke, guys. And now you see why year after year I keep recommending eating a shit ton of quinoa and a shit ton of spinach. But anyway, this is another episode of Testosterone Thursday. Obviously, we normally talk about testosterone related stuff on this day. But since you guys have been asking for this video for so long, I said, why the fuck not? So you'll finally get to see why ecdysterone is the most anabolic compound, natural compound, I should say, in the world. Well, technically protein is, but you know what the fuck I mean. All right, so first, what is ecdysterone? All right, so let's bring out the Vegeta Scouter. All right, so it's just a molting hormone, guys, right? It's a hormone that insects use to fucking molt, right? Turn into, for example, caterpillars turning into butterflies and shit, right? It's also found in plants, mainly as a self-defense mechanism. Because think about it, guys. If you're a caterpillar munching on the spinach over here, and the spinach has a lot of fucking ecdysterone, well, it's gonna speed up the molting process. You're gonna turn into a butterfly. It's pretty much the plant's way of saying fuck off, go eat something else, right? So in insects, it's mainly a molting hormone. Allows them to fucking evolve and shit, kind of like Pokemon, right? Fucking Metapod turning into Butterfree and shit, right? So that's mainly what it does in insects. In humans, it's anabolic as shit, right? So obviously it increases protein synthesis, it increases strength, as you guys have seen. It increases recovery ability, allows you to adapt to stress faster, and it obviously improves insulin sensitivity, right? It has a bunch of other functions, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to focus on the stuff that we care about. It even has some neuroprotective effect. And this is nothing new, guys. Ecdysterone has been around for decades, right? It's been studied in mammals, in so many different animals, and the results have been pretty consistent. Like I said, in insects, it works mainly by activating the ecdysone receptor. In humans, it works mainly by activating the estrogen beta receptor, right? The beta receptor, not the alpha receptor, right? These are two completely different receptors. Obviously, the alpha receptor is the one that most people are terrified of, right? If you're a bodybuilder, whereas the beta receptor is actually the good one, right? The one that mediates the anabolic effects of estrogen. Now, how anabolic is it in humans? It's extremely anabolic, as you can see here from the Eisenman study. The placebo group actually lost lean body mass, whereas the ecdysterone group put on a ton of gains, right? And keep in mind, this was only 12 milligrams of ecdysterone, right? The capsules actually claim to have a lot more than that, but like I told you guys, most supplement companies are full of shit, right? It actually came out to only 12 milligrams for group 1, and then the high dose group was about 48 milligrams. And look at the gains in lean body mass. Keep in mind, this is not water weight, right? They actually measured water weight as well. So most of the gains in lean body mass was mainly muscle. And this is only after 10 weeks of training. As you can see here, those are the gains in bench press. Fucking 20 pounds added to that bench press. And these guys were trained lift. I think they had like at least a year of training experience. That's insane, guys. Meanwhile, the placebo group only put on 6 pounds. I'll put the link to the study in the description so you can check out the details. But this is insane, guys. This is almost in steroid territory. Now, as far as squats, the gains were actually similar, but bench press, insane. And the reason why I love this study so much was because it was very, very carefully designed. They did a full body workout. I believe it was 3 times a week, progressively overload, everything. In fact, the study was supported by WADA, right, World Anti-Doping Agency, because they actually wanted to know, hey, is this thing legit? Because keep in mind, guys, like, this one has been out, like I said, since the what? I think the Russians were using it back in the 80s or some shit. They used to call it the Russian secret. So it's been around for a long fucking time, but most of the experiments were done on animals, and the ones on humans were not very conclusive. So this was the most diligent, well-done study on humans. Prior to that, you have the one that was done on rats, right? As you can see here, you have the control group. The EDD group, that's really Tremblox, not Trembolone, Tremblox. It's pretty much in the same family, right? The Nandrolone family, right? So very similar to DECA. The MD group, that was Dynabol. Again, you had Psalms, that's the S1 group. And look at Ecdysterone, right? Look at the difference, right? This is the fold increase, by the way, in size. Crazy. And this was given pound per pound, right? So I think it was 5 milligrams per kilogram for the rat. So given the exact same dose, look how much more powerful Ecdysterone was. Right, pound for pound, it was stronger than Psalms, it was stronger than Dianabol, it was stronger than Trambolox. Again, not Trambolone, Trambolox. And if you look here, the myotube diameter, look at that. Once again, DHT, IGF-1, and then you have Ecdysterone, right? Again, same dose, and look how much Ecdysterone was able to. And keep in mind, this is just Ecdysterone, right? The more powerful version of Ecdysterone is Turkesterone. So they were only using Ecdysterone. If they were using Turkesterone, it would have been probably 20 to 50% more. So it's anabolic in humans, anabolic in rats, and if you think about it, anabolic in insects, right? Because they're fucking molting and shit, right? And the best part is it has no side effects. You know, it's been studied extensively. Mainly researchers were trying to find side effects. You know, they couldn't find any. Because keep in mind, they're trying to use this thing to actually help patients and stuff. You know, they're not just trying to. They were not researching this for bodybuilders. You know, it's mainly researchers looking for a way to treat muscle wasting diseases without having the side effects that come with testosterone. And the final proof of how anabolic this is hilarious because you guys know me. I'm obsessed with the human body and hypertrophy, muscle growth. So I'm always keeping up with the latest research and especially the monitoring program of WADA, right? Because every year they release whatever compounds they believe should be banned or, you know, or that they're considering banning. And sure enough, look, you know, the 2021 monitoring program, like this one is right there. See, anabolic agents. Obviously, you have beta-2 agonists. This is where stuff like Clan would go. Right, clenbuterol. But anyway, see, anabolic agents, Ecdysterone, right? The funny thing is, I've been keeping tabs on this program for fucking years. And guys, this was the first time, 2020 was the first time in years that they actually added a compound to the anabolic agent, right? Because before it used to just be like steroids and stuff like that. And finally, they decided to put Ecdysterone, which is funny because, again, Ecdysterone has been around for so fucking long. Like, again, Russians were using it in the 80s, guys. But finally, after these studies came out, especially the one when they compared it to steroids and then the one that came out on humans, WADA was like, yeah, fuck that. Let's put that shit on the monitoring program. You know, so they're actually thinking about, they're considering banning it. The reason why they can't is simply because, I mean, think about it. Like, this one is natural. It's found in foods, right? And you don't need a lot to see results. So what are they going to do? Tell people not to eat spinach, not to eat quinoa? That's why it's going to be very, very tough for them to put a restriction on Ecdysterone, right? Because like I said, you know, you don't need a lot to see the benefits, right? And they can't tell people not to eat fucking spinach and quinoa before events. That's dumb as fuck. Right? And look, 2019, look, see, there was no anabolic agents. 2018, 2017, 2016, see, no anabolic agents, right? So there hasn't been an anabolic agent on the monitoring program for so many, well, I think it's like over 12 years. Look, 2014, 2013, 2012, 2011, 2010, and it goes as far back as 2009. See, there's not been a single anabolic agent for over 12 years until those studies on Ecdysterone were completed. They were like, yeah, fuck that. The Russians were not joking. This thing is powerful as fuck. But I guarantee you guys, it's probably not going to get banned, right? Because if they do decide to ban it, it's going to be in high quantities. They'll probably say, hey, we're going to test your blood for high quantities of Ecdysterone, which is, again, pointless because people would just get low quantities from regular food, right? So this is how you know how anabolic Ecdysterone is. The fact that WADA is considering banning. And keep in mind, guys, there are a lot of supplements out there that are very effective and are not on the monitoring program. I mean, think about it. Creatine is not on the fucking monitoring program for 2021. And we know how effective creatine is, right? We have so many time-tested supplements out there that are known to improve your performance, yet they're not on the monitoring program, yet Ecdysterone is, which just goes to show how powerful it is, right? Now, how much do you need, guys? Believe it or not, because I see everyone thinking you need like this crazy amount of Ecdysterone. Guys, in the study, they only use like 12 milligrams for the low group, and it still saw significant gains. So that's why I keep telling you guys year after year, you don't need that much Ecdysterone to see results, right? Even if you compare the 48 milligram group to the 12 milligram group, look, the difference in bench press was not statistically significant. If you look at the difference in lean body mass, right? It wasn't that big of a difference going from 12 milligrams to 48 milligrams. So you don't need that much to see results. And the reason why most people are confused is because in rodent studies, they're using 5 milligram per kilogram. So everyone is thinking, what, 5 milligram per kilogram? Let's use the same dosage for humans. Guys, remember, you can't use the same dose for humans that they use on rodents, right? You got to convert, right? 5 milligrams per kilogram for rats. That comes out to like 0.8 milligram per kilogram for humans, right? You got to do the conversion. And in the Eisenman study, they only used about 0.15 milligram per kilogram for the low ecdysterone group, and about 0.60 milligram per kilogram for the high ecdysterone group. All right, so if you're the average guy weighing about 170, 180 pounds, whatever, you only need like 12 to 15 milligrams, maybe 20, right? Maybe 20 milligrams of ecdysterone a day to see gains. Now, what is the best way to get ecdysterone? Told you guys, it's found in spinach, it's found in quinoa, it's found in ajuga, and it's also found in sumaru, right? It's found in a lot of different weird ass plants and shit. But like I said, keep it simple, man. Eat a ton of spinach, eat a ton of quinoa, and you should be set, right? Ajuga has a ton of turkesterone, but then again, it's a rare ass plant, very fucking hard to get. And I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be munching on suma roots and shit, right? So no need to waste your money on these weird ass extracts. Eat quinoa, eat spinach. For example, 1 ounce of quinoa, again, as long as it's high quality, 100% quinoa, and it's not mixed with a bunch of bullshit, right? So 1 ounce of quinoa has like 8 to 10 milligrams of ecdysterone, right? So 2 ounces of dry quinoa comes out to obviously more than that if you cook it, right? Because it's going to absorb water and shit. But anyway, 2 ounces of dry quinoa is going to give you more than enough ecdysterone to see gains, right? Spinach has slightly less. It depends on different factors, but about 1 ounce of dry spinach gives you about anywhere from 1 to 10 milligrams of ecdysterone. So we'll use 5 milligrams as like the middle point. Again, ajuga has a lot fucking more. And like I said before, it has turkesterone, which is a lot more powerful than ecdysterone, but very hard to get your hands on this shit. So it's best to just keep it simple, right? Spinach or quinoa is found everywhere, right? So now you see why I put so much quinoa and spinach in all my meal plans. And now you see why I've been recommending quinoa every fucking year to not just my friends, my subscribers, but most importantly, my clients. My clients already know. Like, if you're on any of my programs, you eating quinoa until you get fucking sick of it. The strength gains are insane. Now, the $1,000,000 question I always get is, Megan, should I buy ecdysterone supplements? Hell no. Come on, guys. I've answered that question so many times. Save your fucking money, right? Most of these companies are full of shit. I told you. For example, in a study, right, in the Eisenman study, the company claimed that one capsule had about 100 milligrams of ecdysterone. Guess what? It only had 12 milligrams, right? And it has some shitty ass amount of leucine in it. Not even enough to make a difference, right? Think about it. A company saying, hey, there's 100 milligrams in this thing, and it's only 12 milligrams, right? So save your money. Most of these companies are going to rip you off anyway. Also, you don't know what the fuck they're putting in there. They could put a bunch of fillers. They could put banned substances, right? And now you just cashed in your natty card because you didn't want to eat some fucking quinoa, right? And lastly, remember, if WADA somehow decides to ban it, as long as you're getting it from quinoa and spinach, you're good, right? You could claim natty forever. Whereas if you're getting it from some other company, an argument can be made that you're no longer natty because you're getting amounts that can be obtained reasonably through food, right? So just stick to the quinoa, stick to the spinach, and watch your gains go through the roof. All right, that's it, guys. Quick recap. Again, ecdysterone is an ecdysteroid. It's synthesized from cholesterol, just like testosterone and vitamin D and all the other anabolic shit. In insects, it works mainly through the ecdysone receptor. In humans, it's mainly through estrogen receptor beta. It is anabolic as shit. In fact, it's the most anabolic supplement in the world. It's legal. It's natural. You don't need a lot of it to see results. It has virtually no side effects. And it works like a motherfucking charm, right? I have no incentive to lie to you motherfuckers. The fuck do I look like? Am I sponsored by spinach? Am I sponsored by quinoa companies? Hell no, right? So try it out and watch your gains go through the roof. If you're a long-time subscriber of mine, you're probably already getting your quinoa and spinach. But if you're new, then definitely add it to your regimen. Alright guys, don't forget to like or share the video, subscribe and hit the bell, and buy my HSP Nucleus Overload Training Program. It's the ultimate program for maximum muscle growth. It includes full body workout splits, bro splits, push-pull, home workouts, you name it. Also comes with a complete guide for macros, nutrition, fat loss, muscle growth, hormones, including a meal plan. It's pretty much all my 16 years of experience condensed into one fucking book. You're also going to get free copies of any future edition. So visit Team3DAlpha.com and you can use the 40% off coupon code Nucleus Overload. Or you could just buy the shit at full price. Alright guys, I'm out of here.